Hello, it is 10 minutes. The serpent, which was in the Garden of Eden, approached Eve and urged her to eat the fruit of knowledge of good and evil. Eve naturally engages in conversation with the serpent. Isn't this scene unusual? Imagine if you are hiking and encounter the snake that starts talking to you. Can you naturally engage in conversation with the snake? You would probably do the following instead. Firstly, you will run away without looking back. Secondly, you may film a live YouTube broadcast aiming for 10 million views. Thirdly, you may upload it to Amazon and sell the snake at a high price. Wouldn't this appearance be more natural instead? In this way, when reading the Bible, there are many cases that are difficult to understand. It's not the difficulty of the words, but rather, these situations are simply hard to comprehend. What is the identity of the serpent that spoke to Eve and tempted her to eat the fruit of knowledge of good and evil? First, we need to consider the characteristics of Genesis. Psalm chapter 78 verse 2 in the Old Testament mentions dark sayings of old. In other words, Genesis contains contents that can be understood literally, but there are also passages where the meaning is concealed and only becomes clear when interpreted. If understood only literally, there can be cases where one significantly misunderstands the intention of God. Then, let's look into the serpent mentioned in Genesis. The New Testament's book of Revelation records the serpent of old, who is called the devil and Satan. The original Satan, the devil, was an angel in the presence of God. However, due to the desire to exalt himself, he betrayed God and became a sinful angel. They are not visible to human eyes as spirits, but they implant their thoughts into the human mind and influence people. It's like when you look at John chapter 13 verse 2, the devil having already put into the heart of Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon, to betray Jesus. In this way, the serpent is the devil and demonic spirit, but the person who accepts the spirit also becomes a creature similar to the serpent. Over 2,000 years ago, Jesus referred to the corrupt Jewish leaders, the Pharisees, as serpents, brood of vipers. Because the spirit of the serpent entered them, Jesus testified to them that they had become like serpents. Just as a person can die from a snake's venom, the false testimony given by serpent-like false shepherds kills a person's soul, which is why they are referred to as serpents. They may outwardly masquerade as authentic shepherds of God, but Jesus' eyes, discerning the spirit, can never be deceived. Jesus came to expose the true identity of these false shepherds to the world and to pass judgment through his words. In summary, the serpent in Genesis is metaphorically used to symbolize the person who deceived Adam and Eve with lies, leading to the spiritual death. However, some people claim that the serpent in Genesis is a real snake and was cursed by God and unable to speak. However, in chapter 3 of Genesis, it is said that the serpent was cursed by God to go on its belly and eat dust all the days of its life, but there is no record of the curse that makes it unable to speak. So then, what does God's curse of eating dust mean? Does the serpent actually eat dirt? Of course, by catching and eating creatures like frogs, it's possible for a snake to ingest soil on their bodies. However, they do not deliberately eat dirt. In 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 9 or Luke chapter 8 verse 8 of the Bible, people are metaphorically likened to the field or soil. Therefore, the notion that serpents eat dirt all the days of its life signifies the deception and misleading of people by the devil and false prophets through lies. Those who understand the words of God, like Jesus and his disciples, are not captured by serpents. But those who are ignorant of the words of God, like a soil, can be deceived by serpents and fall into the domain of the devil. Such serpent-like individuals still exist today. They deceive those ignorant of the Bible with lies and draw them into their own circles. Sometimes they slander and persecute the work of God, labeling it as heresy and engage in false propaganda. It is like how the Pharisees over 2,000 years ago falsely incited Jews ignorant of the scriptures, leading to the crucifixion of Jesus. However, if we arm ourselves with the words of God and become mature believers, serpents will never prevail over us. Just like Jesus and his disciples 2,000 years ago. It was 10 minutes. Thank you.